Hey guys, what's up? Danny, your host of Expediting Land. On home time here, obviously, Christmas holidays. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed themselves. Ready to get back at it next week if freight is picking up for you. This video segment, real quick, is about purchasing a straight truck in the Expedite business. The response to the questions and all these things about they want to getting out, they're either dedicated LTL truckers, Class A, want to get into Class B expediting, and have family members they want to team with. As far as expediting goes in a Class B straight truck, here you go. And I mentioned this before in previous videos. If you all go all the way back, you need to go through the other videos about purchasing a straight truck. Especially, you know, times have changed. Straight trucks are getting more and more common for emergency straight shot freight. That's just the way it goes. You've got to have money saved up. You have got to have a minimum, I would say, of at least $4,000. At least. That's not even considering your down payment. Okay? For repairs and your fuel and tags and your other expenses you're going to have too. Now, at the same token, you've got to understand, before you even consider purchasing a straight truck, you need, again, I emphasize this on all my videos, you need to learn the expediting business. It does matter what carrier you get onto, because some are more professional than others. If you go to a mom and pop carrier and they screw with you and they sit here and they don't pay you and all these other BS bullshit things that they do to people, you won't be able to learn the business. You'll be stressed out. So my recommendation is to you to learn the expediting business. And whether you're team or solo, okay, you've got to learn it, whether you are team or solo. Now, if you're wanting getting into your own straight truck, you want to need a team, you better learn the expedite business, the ropes. It does not matter if you work for FedEx or BS Expedite, bullshit Expedite. It doesn't matter. They got 2 trucks, versus FedEx has got 50 million trucks. Okay? Now, my point is this: learning the expedite business is key, because you've got to understand how it works, the load bidding, positioning, sitting time, and etc. and all these things. Now, if you just go in, bam, straightforward, buy your straight truck for $200K, you never done expediting business, you got a 50-50, it's up in the air. There's a lot of adjustments you're going to have to make as teams. Sleeping time is the #1 adjustment. Compromise, 2. 3, agreeing on driving miles and all these other things. There's so much you've got to learn. Now, if you're training a member of your family and you're the boss, and this person's never done driving before, you really need to reconsider before buying your own straight truck. Okay? Doesn't matter if it's new or used. It doesn't matter, okay? It does not matter. You've got to learn. Both people that are teaming have to learn the expediting business. And it's going to take a while, especially if you're brand new coming out of a Class A truck doing dedicated LTL for all these years. It's a totally different ball game with expediting. And again, I'm not going to sugarcoat or bullshit anybody. Most Class A drivers cannot handle expediting. They don't, and I understand why. I understand. But at the same token, to add even more stress to your situation, you want to buy a straight truck right off the bat, whether it's Lease, it doesn't matter. Lease purchase program or whatever. Unless you know that the trucking company, for example, push expediting to the side, you've got a lease purchase program. There's a lot of lease purchase programs out there that are good and that are bad, that'll simply draw you in. You won't make the money to make the payments. They'll use you just to keep afloat. And on the other side, if you do get on with the lease purchase program, that is good and positive. I've heard of RTI Trucking. Her name is Brittany Nicole Richardson with American Trucker YouTube channel. She's successful, and there's a lot of other lease purchase program drivers that are successful as far as that class goes. In expediting, in Class B straight trucks, you got a semi straight truck and all these other bobtails, single, double, triple axles, and I'm covering all the bases of the types of straight trucks that you've got. Okay, there's a single. M2s are mainly used for single axles. Expedite straight trucks too. Double axles is a full-size bobtail semi stretched frame with a double, and some of them have a third. A drop axle acts as the third axle, obviously. A lot more weight you could handle, but you better understand this is, you're putting heavier weight on a straight truck with a double axle versus a tractor trailer. There's going to be more stress on those axles and the drop axle and the frame and the floor and all these other things. So when you do purchase and you get to that point, you want to purchase a straight truck, you just cannot, please take my advice, you just don't jump in. There's a straight trucks for sale on Expeditors online, I'm going to buy the first one that comes along. Hell yeah. No. You need to look at the condition of it. You need to look at the miles. You need to look who you're buying from if you're getting to that level. Okay? You've got to be careful if there's a good relationship, monthly payment set up. The carrier you're driving for and learning the expedite business is the two keys that is only going to let you have the opportunity to buy a straight truck. Now, if you have other assets you want to sell on your own, of your own personal possessions to purchase a straight truck, a lot of people, some people do. They will sell their personal assets, whatever they got, to get a straight truck and want that type of lifestyle. It is a lifestyle. It's even more so when you buy your own straight truck. That is pretty much a huge debt that you're going to take a chance on. And all these carriers that are up in here, you've got to be on there with 6 months to a year, maybe 2 years, to even consider having a good relationship and trust with these carriers, dispatchers, getting to know them, the owner of the company itself. All these factors are important. You've got to remember, all these factors are important. 1, learning the expediting field first. 2, okay, it's so critical. Teaming, compromising, agreeing on all these things. 3, considering how they run you. Okay, that is going to give you that opportunity. Just please don't jump in and buy your first straight truck if you want an expediting. Learn the business well first. If you're teaming with a family member, get that settled first. Get those issues settled first. Be with the company for at least a year. An Expedite, good recommendable company. Okay. Straight truck, purchasing. Alright? You just don't go in and buy your straight truck and think it's going to be easier than straight A Class A work out here. It's not. It's the same damn thing. Alright? You're on the road. It's like anything else, If a person, these old timers that's been out here trucking for years and years and years and are successful too, their trucks have been paid off. The economy has changed now. Trucking has changed. A lot has changed with driving DOT regulations now. 20, 30 years ago, there wasn't no tight regulations on solos like there is now. And for teams in some cases. You got to make sure you got an established team member, and it doesn't matter if it is a family member. You got to make sure that you're established with that team driver. And if you are the big boss man, you're the dad or the uncle or you're the mother, and you're training your son, daughter, nephew, whatever the case may be, in-law, don't matter. You still have to compromise as a team, man. You just don't go purchase a straight truck and say, I want a team, bam, let's go. Man, you don't know what headaches are coming your way. You don't know what is going to transpire between teaming and being a trainer to the team. You're the trainer, you're being towards the team member there, and you're trying to train this individual. You don't know their reactions. You don't know their full reactions when you get out in the real nitty gritty, so to speak, the real deal. You just can't go out and purchase a straight truck and I want a team. That's going to be it. No, you've got to learn expediting. 1, 2, again, compromising, agreeing with the team drivers, whoever it is. Okay, 3, the carrier will run you and you will make that money. You've got to do your research on expeditersonline.com. There's a lot of carriers that have owners that do have straight trucks for sale also. They want to get rid of it, they're retiring, and things of that nature. But still, you always got to make sure you learn the business. Compromise with that team driver, that's a good situation. Make sure it's a strong relationship. 3, the carrier's relationship with you and that team driver, and solo for that matter. But purchasing a straight truck, you just don't hop into it. You've got to make sure all these factors are in place. Okay? Especially if you're brand new to expediting and want to buy a straight truck, you need to understand that it's a different category in the trucking industry. I said this over and over and over, and it just is. When you get dedicated or LTL, whatever the case may be, you have the same type of freight, in most cases, you got a steady route. All right? You got a scheduled time. Expediting is not like that. Expediting is call you a day or night, bam, we got a load, bam. We need it picked up and delivered, bam, let's go. You're solo, the run's different. The load offer's different. Your team's, your door's wide open. You can stay running. You got to consider this factor too before buying your straight truck. When you buy your straight truck, and you've got all these things that you want to do, and aspired by other people that are successful, that is a very good thing. Okay. It's a very good thing. Myself as a solo, I may have the opportunity to be owner-op finally. It's still coming. I still, I'm going to be honest with you. There's a lot of people that done it and lost everything, and that's horrible. That's the most. It's horrible. When you buy any commercial vehicle as an owner-op. The owner-ops will tell you straight up, it's expenses in fuel, repairs, making the money, keeping the equipment up. When you do go purchase your straight truck, there's just, the expediting field, you've got to learn it. I highly urge you to do so before you buy your own straight truck. I highly urge you to do so. And straight truck expediting is good. And you've got to, unfortunately, if you are lucky and fortunate enough to get on with a good carrier that will treat you decent like a human being, then you can learn the expediting. You can learn what type of freight we haul. You can learn the strategic positions you need to go in as far as certain cities, where to get emergency freight out of and things of that nature. And you've got to understand that you need to learn expediting before you even consider buying a straight truck. Okay. Now, if you have your Class A, you have a 18-wheeler rig, and you want to sell it and turn around, or if it's your own free own, you want to back up a little bit, or get into expediting. Expediting is a good living if you learn it well, and you can keep plugging at it and learn it, because as you learning it, the expedite business, and you do buy a straight truck, you've never done it before, it's going to be a headache. I'm not lying to you. It's straight up going to be a freaking headache. And all this bullshit about, you know, you can learn it in a year or two, blah, 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 I can buy a straight truck. Look, the only people that really had that opportunity, if they have been in it for years and years, and they have family members or some connections to get on and purchase a straight truck, you know. If you're brand new and you're coming out of the Class A field, you know, out of the big rig, and you're going to Expediting straight trucks, you know, it's purchasing a vehicle. You really have to do your research, and you really have to put some serious thought into it. Why can't you sacrifice, you know, like anything else? It's the same thing as, obviously, there's not, you know, 18-wheeler, you got a 53-footer trailer, there's more expenses on that. Maintain the trailer, but on straight truck it's not, you know, just the box, single double axles and things of that nature. So you've been an owner operator before in the trucking business, not into expediting, but you're pretty much successful. You should have no issues. Only learning the expedite field, learning your carrier, learning how to position yourself, and all these things. Okay, so I want to sign off here, and I hope everyone is enjoying the Christmas vacation or holidays, whatever. You got to go back to work. I feel for you. I got to go back soon myself. So just keep in mind that, you know, hard work is the only way to success. There are no shortcuts at all in anything that you do in life. You know, there are no shortcuts. There just isn't. And I just hope that everybody would be successful with ease in expediting. But it's a difficult field. It is, and so many people leave because of that. Well, I thought it was going to be this. I thought it was going to be that. I bought a brand new straight truck or a used one. Don't matter. And then the next thing you know, they're gone within 6 months to 2 years. Because the carrier didn't run them enough to make the truck payments, insurance payments, or when the truck had a repair, it was given difficult downloading money for repairs. These are things you've got to take in consideration, okay, ladies and gentlemen? When you're buying your straight truck, learn expediting, plain and simple, before you purchase a straight truck. All right? This is Danny of Expediting Land signing off. See ya!